Welcome to Minutes with the Mayor, brought to you by Mercantile Bank. I'm with Mayor Linda Moore, fresh off the State of the City address to the Quincy Service Club. How are you?
I am great, thank you.
You started off by talking about the 4 pillars. Let's talk about that then.
Communicate, connect, collaborate, community. And this has been the mantra of our administration the whole time. You know, we knew that in order to be successful, we had to communicate with our residents. And that was one thing that I had seen was missing over the 7 years that I was the treasurer. So we knew we wanted to communicate more with the public, but then we also knew that the connections we could make with both state and federal officials, as well as locally other governing bodies, could really help us. Because if one governing body lowers your tax rate, but another one increases it, it doesn't help the taxpayer. No, so the only way we're going to get to lower our taxes is if we all work together to find those efficiencies. We also knew that we would have to collaborate with the other governing bodies in order to make that happen. And of course, the purpose of all of it is to build community.
And when, as part of that, and looking what you accomplished here in the almost first full year you've been in office, a lot of the stuff is just the nuts and the bolts that has to be done all the time. The streets, the sidewalks, the sewers, and that sort of stuff ain't cheap.
No, it's not, and it gets more expensive. It seems like every week these days with gas prices going up. You know, a lot of our materials are going to go up even more so than what we put in the budget. So we're going to have to be really efficient.
And back to the communication aspect for a minute. One thing you talked about, the city has implemented the Code Red program, which is to help notify people when things are going on, water main breaks, all that kind of stuff. That seems to be pretty well received. Yes,
in fact, we have about 16,000 residents who have signed up.
Great, so, that's excellent. When you look at the airport situation, it looks like we are on the way to Nashville.
I hope so. I think it'll be a bonus for our people to be able to get away for the weekend and go to Nashville, catch a show, come back on Sunday morning.
Well, I also look at that as, again, it is an international airport, so that is, I guess it's a great second option, and it's probably needed now more than ever. With I don't even know if this broke while you were at your meeting. Southwest is pulling out of O'Hare.
That doesn't surprise me. We knew that O'Hare had asked all the major airlines to cut their flights by 20% for the summer.
I'm Chris Pratt. I've lived and worked in Quincy my entire life. I started out in our local restaurants, built my career as an attorney, and today I'm honored to serve our community as a judge. Giving back and serving the people of Central Illinois has always been at the heart of my work. This community raised me, supported me, and shaped who I am. That's why I believe in justice, rooted in the values of the people who live here. I'm Chris Pratt, and I'm asking for your vote on March 17th in the Republican primary for Circuit Judge. Thank you.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
Bass says, lock 'em up. Pratt says, let 'em go. It really is as simple as that. J.B. Pritzker's Safety Act eliminates cash bail and puts dangerous criminals back on the street. Tim Bass opposes the Safety Act. Chris Pratt supports the Safety Act. For a judge who rules in favor of a safer community, vote Tim Bass on or before Tuesday, March 17th.
Okay. Well, and then, so if Nashville gets going again, I know, especially for, the younger people and anybody, it's going to, I think it's going to be really a really solid thing for them to, for you to do. So when I look at some of the other issues, and housing has been the big one, you've got the Housing Task Force. I know you talked about that today. Is that making the progress that are you happy with the progress so far?
Of course, I want everything to happen faster.
Yeah.
But there's a process to it. And I think One of the best things we did was break that group down into 3 subcommittees for data, PR, and incentives and construction. That's going to allow us to focus in on specific groups to get the information we need to move forward. For instance, we know we need more housing. Nobody's arguing that. But we've had the 2 biggest developments in the past that came to town, the not in my backyard mentality stopped them. Right. So we have to educate the public as to why housing developments are important for our city and why it's important to their bottom line.
Sure. I mean, if
it's going to increase the tax base, which means everybody's bill could go down.
Well, again, I would hope that, I know that it is tough sometimes if you've been in the place for so long and your neighborhood changes around you. But still, I think if everything's into the zoning plan and all that, I think that go into your eyes wide open is the big thing.
Right.
Of course.
Which is why the first recommendation they're making to council is that we revise the comprehensive plan. This isn't going to be a plan that we're going to just leave on the shelf. This is a plan we need to use every day. Yeah. And it needs to be written and structured so that we get feedback from all the residents. And we use that to make good decisions.
So many studies just end up sitting on shelves.
Exactly, and that doesn't work for me.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it. Right. So, also, the Sports Commission is also making some progress in looking at trying to bring a firm in. And you're talking about a firm who would actually run the facility?
Correct.
Before we even have a facility?
Correct.
Okay, and the reason for that is?
Because we want them to have a seat at the table. We don't want to find out after it's built that, well, if you had done this when you built it, we could have done this. Okay. So they'll have a seat at the table. We won't pay them until they actually are running a facility.
Sure.
But we want their input.
And this would be is it a consulting firm, or is this the people who would actually run the facility?
It could be either.
Okay.
I envision it to be a firm that would actually run the facility. Although I'm big on using local talent, and we have a lot of local sports talent here. So I hope whoever puts in the successful bid is going to consider all of the talent we have locally, because we have a lot of sport experts that could really help us blow this out of the water.
And in terms of paying for this, I know you have lots of options to look at, whether it be possibly hotel, motel, whether it be food and beverage tax, because while some of those funds are dedicated, some are not, and you do have a little bit of leeway. What do you think is the best way to pay for this? Well,
my gut says we'll probably do bonds, but then we'll pay off those bonds with food and beverage tax. Okay. That's probably, I think, the way I want to go. Although right now our food and beverage tax only has 5 years, and then it has a sunset date. So we would have to change that. I don't know if council has the appetite for that. Once we know the total cost of the project, then we'll take that to council and discuss it.
Would hotel motel be an option, especially with the way it looks like that we have some new hotels coming?
Yes, it would.
Okay, and right now we've got 2 hotels that are really on the way, you think, or more?
Well, definitely 2 that we have plans from, and I think there will be at least a third, if not a third, and a fourth.
What do we have any idea on timelines for these yet?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I would say the one at 6th and Hampshire, they hope to have it open sometime in 27. The one at 3rd and Main, we're not sure yet, but I know once they start building, they're going to want to move pretty quickly.
Sure.
And they want to capitalize on this construction season.
Well, also the one at 6th and Hampshire, I know that is involved with some TIF money, and the TIF money's kind of tied up with that. So the sooner we can get that done, that will free up TIF dollars for other projects.
That's right.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add as you wrap up your state? Just like I said, this was your first one then, right?
This was my first
one,
yes. I just think it's only fitting that the State of the City address is always given at the Quincy Service Club, because their mission aligns so well with what city government tries to do, which is make Quincy a better place to live, work, and grow. So it's very fitting, and that club has a long tradition of hosting this address.
Well, you were a member before.
And I was a member
then, right?
before, yes.
Yeah, I thought so. And I knew it kind of been
Yeah.
a tradition where mayors had eventually joined, but in your case, you were already there. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor Linda Moore, thanks. And I know you got budget stuff coming up, so
yes.
get to work on that. And we'll be talking again soon.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. That's it for this edition of Minutes with the Mayor. I'm Bob Gough. We'll see you next week.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.